Welcome to the Wealth of the Nation program, sponsored by Financial Assurance Corporation, with your host, Darrell Davis.
I am so happy to be joined here in the studio this week with a world-renowned, actually notable professor, doctor of education. We have the Howard University School of Education Dean here with us, Dr. Leslie Fenwick. We do thank you and welcome you to Wealth of the Nation. Thank you for joining us.
Certainly. I'm glad to be here.
We're so happy to have you here. For those of you who may not have had the privilege of reading any of the many works that Dr. Fenwick has authored in various journals and other publications, I'm going to share a bit of background with you. She's been the editor of a number of texts: Patterns of Excellence, Teacher Quality Through Diversity and School Leadership, Expanding Horizons of Mind and Spirit. She's also the author of 3 widely circulated policy monographs: Policy Perspectives on Diversity in Teaching and School Leadership, Who Will Lead? Also, The Crisis in the Principal's Office, as well as Putting School and Community on the Map, Linking School Reform. And we feel that it is very appropriate to have you with us today as we are still adjusting to and getting settled into our current administration and our President Obama's first 100 days. Education, perhaps I would even say education reform, is a big part of the agenda of President Obama and Vice President Biden. I was listening to a conversation with our current Secretary of Education, Arne Duncan, who happened to come from Chicago Public Schools, where I'm a product of the Chicago public school system. And really, the president has placed an emphasis on the quality of public education. And I believe they're looking to make sure that partnership brings to fruition the products of American education back to the forefront in leadership.
Certainly,
Yes.
certainly. One of the certainly education reform is a key initiative of this administration. I think we all heard the president make a commitment to every American at least having access to 1 year of post-secondary education.
Sure.
Teacher quality is a huge component of access to higher education and just quality pre-K-12 schooling experience. I always cite this statistic around teacher quality. We know when if we're in a school where 50% or more of the children are on free or reduced lunch, which is an indicator of poverty, that those children are 70% more likely to encounter a teacher who's not certified or who doesn't have a college major or minor in a field that the teacher is actually teaching.
Wow.
70% more likely to have a non-certified teacher in math, science, social studies, and English. It's a very debilitating statistic because before you can talk about the child's intelligence, intellect, ability, the person who's teaching that child is likely not to be qualified to teach that child. And so I'll be very interested to see how the Secretary continues his commitment to opening the teacher pipeline and getting quality teachers in urban schools, particularly urban schools that serve Black, brown, and poor children.
Wow. Now, I wonder, is that a function of, it seems that many folks have been, I guess, disparaged or not encouraged to move into education because of the disparities in how they're paid. They're not compensated at the level. From my perspective, educators prepare everyone, regardless of the discipline, regardless of the industry, even our president of the United States, heads of state. Everybody has to go through educators. And for educators to prepare all of us for these careers, and I mean, of course, I'm in the financial services area, and, we talk about the golden parachutes and the wonderful packages that folks in that industry have enjoyed on the backs of others of us. And in instances now, you've got companies still getting billions of taxpayer dollars to kind of buoy them in this tough time. Why is it that we haven't shifted our attention to paying, if you will, and compensating our educators at the level that they should? And with that, do you believe that's why we find folks that are not as qualified or certified? Or